Originally released in 1994 for the arcades, this is Vitua Cop for the Sega Saturn, released in 1995. Created by Yu Suzuki, the mastermind behind Outrun and Hang On. With an ultra-cheesy opening introducing our heroes, Smarty and Rage, complete with awesome, bad early 1990s pop techno, and an early polygon style. Surprisingly, Vitua Cop holds up quite well more than 15 years later. It looks good, it's smooth, but most importantly, this game is damn fun. And you play it with a light gun. You play as a Vitua Cop, shooting Vitua criminals in the Vitua head, making them pay for their Vitua crimes. Sadly, they Vitua blink and Vitua go away instead of laying there on the street to be picked up later. I'm playing this with the ultra awesome Sega Saturn Stunner, which is like the gun that RoboCop uses, except it's bright orange and doesn't shoot real bullets. I'll review the gun separately, but what's amazing is how affordable Vitua Cop and the Sega Saturn light gun are today. I picked up Vitua Cop 2, and the Sega Stunner for $10. There's a lot of them out there, and they're just not in high demand. And this game is one of the most fun arcade-style games that you can get for the Sega Saturn. You can also play it with a friend. Vitua Cop 2 is much more difficult. The first one is shorter and definitely easier, but no less fun. This game is terrific. I'm not really good at these light gun games, but I'm not terrible either. You have to be good at two things. First of all, and most obvious, you have to be able to hit your targets as soon as possible. The game helps you out a little bit by highlighting where enemies are with those circles. They start out green and then zoom in on the guys, and when they're red, they're about to shoot you. Sometimes you get a lot of time to line up your shots, other times they fire much faster. That's where you use your second skill, which is memorization. This is a shooter on rails, so each time you play the game, the bad guys come out from the same locations. You don't decide where your character goes. It's like you're riding on a roller coaster. It takes you along the same path each time you play the game. The object is to shoot as many things as possible and earn as many points as you can. And the more you play the game, the more familiar you become with the levels, where the bad guys are, where the gun power-ups are. There's shotguns, automatic pistols, and machine guns in there.
Pretty bold, aren't we? I'll take care of you myself.
I have no idea what that guy said, but I can't believe he said that. Therefore, he must Vitua pay for his Vitua sins. This game is so Vitua awesome.
What do you want to know about a rat?
He sounds like John Cleese when he's imitating the French in The Holy Grail. One of the greatest scenes in film history. And by the way, I've been to that castle. It's in Scotland. It's a real castle, it's not a model. As this was originally an arcade game, it starts out fairly easy and then gets more difficult as the game progresses. On the Saturn version here, you have 5 credits, so you essentially get 5 continues. If you were playing in the arcade, you would insert quarters to continue, because this game is addictive. You can't just stop while you're Virtua fighting bad guys with your Virtua thirst for justice. You have to continue going. Although you're not spending real quarters, you're spending Virtua quarters. You can only take a few hits before it's game over. The game gives you 5 credits, at least on the normal mode. I can't believe this game has the audacity to punish you for shooting innocent bystanders. How innocent can they really be? Reload. They should thank you. It's an honor to be shot by Rage. Not the other guy, though. Now that's a funky jam playing in the background right here. If you have a Sega Saturn, this is a game you should have in your collection. And Virtua Cop 2, which I'm reviewing after Virtua Cop 1. I'm going in sequence.